In this video, I'll be doing a demonstration where I take an AI-generated logo and see what I can do to improve it using Inkscape. So I went to ChatGPT and asked it to come up with some fictitious names for a residential cleaning company, and the name I decided to go with is Pristine Home Experts. So after that, I opened up a new chat and I asked ChatGPT to come up with some logo design ideas using that name, and here is what it came up with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste this into Inkscape, and then we could take a closer look at it. So here's a closer look at some of the logo designs that ChatGPT was able to come up with. And upon first impression, they don't look too bad, but when you zoom in and look a little closer, you can see there's actually a lot of design flaws here. For example, these designs use the letter R and the letter H, even though it has nothing to do with the name. This design down here has part of the house sticking out. And you'll notice this is a pretty common theme among the rest of these designs. They all have these odd little quirks that make them unusable as logos. So the point of this video is I want to take one of these designs and redesign it in such a way that it is usable as a functional logo. Now I'm going to have to redesign it from scratch. I'm not going to be able to actually edit these designs. And the reason why is because ChatGPT doesn't provide vector files. It only provides this pixelated format. So I'm going to recreate the design, and it's probably for the better that I recreate it as well, because logos are used in lots of different ways. They can be used as window decals, they can be embroidered onto caps, they can be carved into wood. So it's important that when you design a logo, it's designed with a lot of versatility. And the way these logos are designed currently, they're very dependent on their colors. You could not strip this logo down to a single color and embroider it onto a shirt. So when I redesign the logo, I'm going to do so in such a way that it's a little more versatile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this design right here and recreate this design, and I'm going to use the house from this design over here because I like this house better. So let me grab my rectangle tool and I'm going to crop this out by making a clipping mask. And I will use this as my reference, and I will get started coming up with a recreation of this logo. So one thing I wanted to point out, if you notice, I'm creating this design so that it has an outline going around the house. And the reason why has to do with what I mentioned earlier about versatility in logo design. You're going to want this to work in a variety of different ways. For example, if I put this red square back here, you can see that negative space is showing through. We don't have that with this design currently, so I'm adding it to this one so it has more versatility. So another problem I encountered with this design is the broom. I'm going to have to redesign this altogether because this just looks too sloppy to work with. So here's a before and after of how the logo design looks after I've recreated it in Inkscape and put my own design touch on it. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make some monotone variations of this logo just to demonstrate its versatility. So I'll make a copy of it, and I want to make this one all black. And I'm going to ungroup this and bring down the opacity a little bit so I can see what needs to be changed. If you notice over here, this part needs to be subtracted from the objects behind it. So I'll do that. And now I can bring the opacity back up to 100%. And you can see that this logo works just as well in a single color as it does in multiple colors, which is not the case for this logo over here. And to demonstrate that further, I'm going to create a white copy of this now. So I'm going to create a rectangle, and I'm going to lock this to my canvas. And I'm going to grab another copy of this logo right here, and I'm going to make this one white. Now, whenever you invert a logo, it makes it look a little different just because of the way that white and black interact with each other in these open spaces. So I'm going to invert the sky. As it is right now, the sky is light and the stars are black, which doesn't really make any sense. It kind of looks odd. So what I'm going to do is I'll break this apart. I'll go to Path, Break Apart, and now I can get rid of this object. And you can see it now looks a lot better. It's a dark sky with stars in the night. So this is how the design looks in monotone black and monotone white. The design has a lot of versatility as it is. And what I'll do now is I'll throw some mock-ups up on the screen of what I was able to do with this design and putting it in real-world context. So before I end the video, just a couple of shameless plugs. If you'd like to hire me to clean up your AI-generated logo, or maybe even create a human-generated logo, you can hire me at logosbynick.com. And if you want to learn how to do this sort of thing yourself, then be sure to check out my Inkscape Masterclass. It's a collection of over 80 videos where I go over all of the tools and features in Inkscape, and I explain what they are and demonstrate how they work. We even have a private community where you can ask questions and get help from me anytime you need it. I'm in there every morning answering your questions, and it's only a one-time payment of $17, and you're in for life. There's no monthly fees or anything like that. So I'll have information about that linked in the description of the video. If you have any questions, let me know. And as always, thanks for watching.